Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my afternoon tea time on a card. This is a weekly live that I do on my Stampin' Ink Designs group. So if you guys are seeing this on Facebook, on YouTube later, make sure you find my Stampin' Ink Designs group on Facebook. I'm going to get started shortly. I'm just waiting for everyone to hop on. Hi everyone. I can see you all jumping on. Okay, so I am using the Merriest Moments bundle today, which comes with the Merriest frames dies. Now I had a lot of stamping and cutting to do, so I did everything ahead of time, and I'll explain as we go. I'm just going to give it a few more seconds. Okay, it looks like everyone's finding me okay. So tonight, of course it's nighttime here and it's afternoon for most of you guys. I'm doing 3 cards. I'm going to start out with a simple card and I'm going to step it up 2 more times. I do these classes quite often because I know you guys like them. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I am using Mossy Meadow cardstock for all 3 cards, all the same 2 layers I start out with. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need my die cutting machine for card number 3, so I'll have to grab that. So this is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. And then layer number 2 measures 5 by 3 3/4. And then all 3 cards also use the Heartwarming Hugs designer paper. These are 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch. And then I've also gone ahead, I've stamped 2 of the poinsettia, the 2 sizes, and then 2 of the holly leaves, 1 of 2. Real Red and Mossy Meadow is what I used on all 3 cards. And I also have the red rhinestone jewels I'm going to be using. And let me see what else. Oh, I got 2 punches. The rectangular postage punch and the lovely labels pick-a-punch. So let me show you what card number 1 looks like. Let me move all these over. Everything is right here, so I'm not going to lose anything, I hope. So this is card number 1. It's pretty simple, and then I'll show you how I step it up. So I'm going to start out by folding on my scored line. And then all I did was take these 4 strips. I'm going to flip them over. Actually, you don't have to flip them over. It's the same pattern, dummy. And I'm going to add adhesive on all 4. Yes, I just called myself dummy. Okay, let me just move these over. So I'm going to layer number 2. So I'm just going to kind of put them at an angle and leave a little bit of cardstock space. You want to see the color peeking through. I'm just going to replicate this first card. Okay, look how simple, just kind of a messy look. And then I'm going to add my poinsettia. I'm going to use a large dimensional and a mini dimensional. So I'm going to glue that in place first. And then I'm going to show you how I did my sentiment. Okay, let me get some glue for my holly leaves. Now this is another good way to use up your designer paper because these are all little strips. Just going to tuck that in. And I'm going to go ahead and add my bling. And I just added a cluster of 3. So you guys, our seasonal sale has been going on. It's ending tomorrow. So if you want to save some money on cardstock, inks, and dies, make sure you visit the online store because we had a 3-day sale. Now this is going to be glued in place with dimensionals. And then I'll show you how I did my sentiment. Just a little tip. I like to give you tips. I know you guys like to have tips, and you guys, I know you also like to have different ways of using some of your tools. Now let's make sure this isn't upside down. I did a card last week. I had it all done and I glued it upside down. It opened from the top, so I had to, I know everybody's done that. Okay, so this is the rectangular postage punch. Look how big it cuts out. I'm going to bring in a scrap. I'm going to cut one out. I didn't want it that large because all I'm using is this little tiny joy sentiment. So what I'm going to do is add some adhesive on the end of my little scrap. I'm going to glue this right here. And I'm going to bring my punch back in. Now what I did is I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see 5 there. So I'm going to insert this. See how I'm making that shorter? I just got to make sure it's lined up before I punch. And there's my little sentiment layer. So I'm going to do that on all 3 of the cards. I've already done the other 2, so you don't have to watch me do that again. There's my joy. And I'm going to flip that over and glue that in place. Oh, you guys, my paper pumpkin arrived today. I haven't even opened it yet. This is for November. Okay, so there's card number 1. Great way to use up scraps of designer paper. Let me bring in card number 2 right here. I'm going to show you what I have first. Now I made my strips a little bit longer this time. This time they are 4 inches by 3/4 inch. Same 4. I've already cut my sentiment layer. And we're going to have the same flower and holly leaves, but I'm going to add a branch this time. And we're going to step it up just a little bit. So let me go ahead and fold this on the score line. And I'm going to start out by stamping some holly leaves on layer number 2. I'm just going to add 1 of each size. And I'm going to do the same thing in the lower corner. So this is Mossy Meadow ink on Mossy Meadow cardstock. Now I'm going to do this little dotted image. So I'm going to stamp a little bit above the holly. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for stamping. Now let me go ahead and do my sentiment while I have the ink here. So again, we're going to do the joy. And let me bring in the scrap because I'm going to add some little dots like you see here also. I'm just going to do about halfway, just like that. Okay, so now the only difference here is I've gone ahead and used the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch on one end of my designer paper. I'm going to do 2 at a time. So I'm going to push that through, make sure it's centered. There's my first 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my second 2. And again, we're going to glue all 4 of the, I keep flipping these over. It's the same pattern. I don't know why I keep flipping it over. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this one. And then the gingham one is next. The red polka dot. And then the striped. Let's see, I'm going to put this one about there. And same thing with the holly, or the poinsettia. We're going to add Dimensionals on both. This flower is so pretty when you layer it. And we're going to add the leaves in the branch. And wait till you see card number 3. This is pretty enough. Can you imagine stepping it up one more time? There's 1 and 2, and then I'm going to sneak this branch in there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add the bling. Again, I'm going to add 3 in the middle of the poinsettia, just to add a cluster. Whoops. And then I'm going to add 1 on each holly leaf. Lots of bling. Oh, this one, I hid this one. And dimensionals one more time. And then we're going to move on to card number 3. My iPad is frozen again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So I can't see your comments. Okay, here's my card base. Oh, I forgot to do my sentiment. Okay, there's that. So like I said, I really like this card, but we're going to actually step it up one more time, believe it or not. Okay, so there's card number 2. Now let me bring, oh, we got a lot of goodies for card number 3. We're going to do the Wink of Stella. I need to go get my die cutting machine because I need to die cut. Okay, I've got that all ready to go. Now, let me bring all the layers in. Look at all of this. Lots and lots of layers. And I am going to use the die. And let me see what else I got. Oh, I need the embossing folder. I'm not ready. I don't have my embossing folder. Now, is that inside? Yes, it's right here. I keep that inside with the stamp set so that I hopefully know where it is. Okay, ready for card number 3. Now, this is the wow card. Same 2 layers. And this is card number 3. And I have Wink of Stella on the leaves and the branches. I hope you can see that. It's so pretty. So lots of layers on this one. And I'm going to start out by stamping the holly leaves. I'm going to go bring in my ink pad. So I'm just doing leaves in the corner, in each corner this time. Okay, there's my leaves. Now the next step is to add this white layer, and that's what I'm going to cut with my die cutting machine. And then we're also going to emboss. So let me move all of this aside so I don't lose anything. And let me add my cutting plate. And I'm just using a piece of basic white along with the die. I'm going to go ahead and place that in there. Make sure everything is where it should be. And we're going to run that through. And this creates this pretty frame. But we're not done. Now let me go ahead and remove this. We're going to use the embossing folder. Now what you need to do is line up. You can see the design is exactly just like what we just cut out. So that goes right in there. Make sure it's all lined up. Now I'm not sure if I need this one. No, that one's too tight. Let me get my other plate. I just need my gray plate on this one. And I'll show you the magic. Okay, now let me show you what it did. So we had a nice flat piece of basic white that we cut into a frame. And now look at the detail, and it even embosses a frame on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, let me grab all of my layers again. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place first. And that's going to go right about, I'm just lining up the frame to make sure it's straight against the edge. And this time what I did with my 4 strips, I actually used the punch and I cut both ends this time. Whoops. So this definitely is a wow card. So I'm going to glue my strips. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, now look at all the flowers. So I've got 3 sets of flowers. So let me get, I did 1 large one and then 2 with the smaller. So let me go ahead and do the bigger one first. And that's going to go right here. You guys, I can't see your comments, so I'm going to have to go back and review. I don't know what's going on with my iPad lately. It's just freezing up on me. Okay, I'm going to stop and do the sentiment. Oh, I didn't stamp. Let me see if I can take these off. I forgot to stamp. So let's throw those away and start over. Let me bring this in. And I'm going to do the little dots again. If I can find my stamp. There it is. I see it. And Mossy Meadow. And this time I stamped it right in the center. Okay, now we can glue the sentiment. That wasn't bad. That's poof number 1 for tonight. Okay, that's going to go right here. Let me go up a little. Now we can do the 2 flowers. So you guys can do this with any type of flower if you want to try to replicate this and you don't have this set. Okay, there's flower number 1. Whoops, I didn't see this get tucked in there. Flower number 2. I feel so bad that I can't see you because I feel like I'm talking to myself. And then we've got 2 branches this time. And 2 holly berries, holly leaves, 1 of each size. So I'm just going to tuck this in. Just like that. And the little holly leaf and the large one. Let's see, I've got that going under. And where's my bling? Let me finish up my bling. Look at all the bling, you guys. Are you cringing? So I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clusters of 3. Dig out that bling and use it. You guys, I know a lot of you buy stuff and then you don't use it. You need to use it. It's just like the designer paper. But wouldn't this make a nice Christmas card to send out to some of your favorite people? So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 times. So I have 18 blings, you guys. Let's see, this one I'm going to put up here. Okay, one more cluster. And then we just need to glue this to the card base, and my card is done. Okay, did I forget anything? I just need to look, make sure everything's there. Oh, you know what I did forget? My Wink of Stella. So I added it to each of the leaves. So there's one. And then each of the branch. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to see if I can bring it up to show you guys again. Look how pretty. Now, I think this is a masterpiece. It's a really, 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 really big wow card. If you want to impress someone, make one of these. And I would love to see what your card looks like. Okay, now I just need to fold this. And that's going to go right here. And there's card number 3. So let me clean off my counter. I'm going to bring them all back in. There's number 3, number 2, and number 1. Now I'm hoping I can do, I'm going to see if I can see your comments. I'm just going to restart my video on my iPad so I can draw a name. I have a door prize. I might not be able to do it tonight. Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you guys now. Okay, so I'm going to draw a name for a set of cards. Oh, I love all the hearts, you guys. Thanks for all the love. I'm going to draw a name for one of each card first, and then I'm going to draw a name. I have some bumblebee trinkets for you. Okay, so the word that you guys need to use tonight in the comments, and you can comment more than once, and just a reminder that what I see in front of me may not be the same as what you see. So on Friday, I have some really neat technique cards to show you. It's going to be on my business page on Debbie's Designs. So make sure you find me on Debbie's Designs. I have the event all set up. I learned a new technique this weekend when Stampin' Up! Had their on stage. And I want to show you something else that is coming up. So we have a new stamp set that we were able to purchase for on stage. It's called the Blessings of Home. And it also has the dies. Look at the pretty dies. I'm going to show you 3 cards that we made during our event. So this was one of the cards. You can see that we used the die cut right here. This was card number 2. I colored the flower. And then this one is card number 3. It's like a note card size. And the bling is classic matte dots, and it comes in white, vanilla, gray, and black. I love these. I love the small size. And I wanted to show you the designer paper because you guys will be able to order this in January, but as demonstrators, we get to order in December. So you guys, if you join Stampin' Up! Right now, they have a special going on. If you join the Stampin' Up! Family, you would be able to order this in December instead of waiting till January. Let me show you the paper. I love this one. Just love it. There's number 3. Whoops. Oh, I got 2 of those. I got one missing. Number 4. Let me grab my stack. So I already used a lot of this. I think I used that. Oh, here's the other one. Okay, so there's the 6 patterns. And what's wonderful when you flip these over, it's all wood grain, white wood grain, and they're all different patterns. I just love this. So again, you could order this in a couple weeks if you join my team, or you'll have to wait until January if you want to continue being a customer. So have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my Debbie's Designs Facebook page. Have a good night.